Hello, welcome to the Cups and Cakes Vinyl Unveil. Today we'll be looking at the reissue of Slow's Against the Glass. Originally released in '86 on Zulu Records, this seminal Canadian album has been brought back into the hearts and minds of music lovers thanks to this 2017 reissue through Artoffact Records. Let's take a little look-see here. There's one hype sticker here. Against the Glass. You are about to experience a crucial piece of Canadian music history. It is almost impossible to overestimate the effect of Slow on Canadian music. Formed in the mid-'80s in Vancouver and releasing only one album and one 7-inch on Zulu Records, the band has consistently been called one of the most influential punk bands in Canada and forerunners to the Seattle grunge scene. Perhaps most infamously, Slow is also the band that brought Expo '86 to its knees. There's a whole bunch of other stuff there for you to peruse, but this album is, like it said, it is one of the more influential albums I think that has come out of this country, and so excited to see it once again on vinyl, and for me to actually get the chance to learn about Slow and listen to this. So before we get too far into the story of Slow, why don't we crack this open? And I like to use a knife because I like to keep the outside packaging. You know, as a collector, you know, I do listen to my records, so they're never going to be top notch mint as they could be. Just very sorry. Gotta do this real carefully. I lift up a little bit as I'm cutting so that I don't accidentally nick any of the jacket, because that would be devastating. Absolutely devastating. All right, let's pull that off. There we go. And there's the hype sticker that came with it that I was reading from. There's the last little bit that I didn't read. Vinyl comes in a beautiful gatefold sleeve with insightful essays, all sorts of good stuff that we're going to explore here. All right, so let's put that to the side. So this Vancouver punk band was only active from '85 to '87 and saw impressive, oh look at that, they kept it out. We'll put that to the side. Saw impressive notoriety that came crashing down almost immediately after their show at the Montreal Expo of '86's Festival of Independent Recording Artists. So yeah, basically what happened there, well let's have a little, we'll do a little crash course here. That fateful night ended with frontman Thomas Anselmi dropping his pants in front of the audience, arms raised, saying goodnight, detained by police, and the rest of the show was shut down. Headliner Art Bergman never got a chance to play, and it also led to the cancellation of any other shows that this festival was supposed to have for the rest of the week. So although this show at Expo '86 forged Slow into the annals of Canadian music history, it was also the beginning of the end for a band that faded way too soon. Yeah, here, let's take a look at the back here. We'll have a good close look. If you don't know any of these songs, I urge you to check Slow out. They were extremely influential on the Seattle grunge scene, having gotten the chance to go down there. It's just south of the border where they are there in Vancouver, and play some of the cities down in Washington. They, well, I mean, look at what they're wearing there. That, I think that says a lot about grunge, you know. Let's open it up, have a look at the gatefold. All sorts of fun little things to read. Oh yeah, there's a clipping from a newspaper. Oh, is that it? Is that a photo of it? Oh man. Oh man. Yeah, so that kind of was the end of Slow. They did try to finish, I think they finished their tour across Canada after that happened, but they called her quits very shortly thereafter. There is a large read up here if you really want to get some of the history of Slow and this record. Really large read up for you to check out. And some hype words here to let you know how important this band was. And so with this reissue that was announced last year, it was also announced that their reunion, that they were doing a reunion, yeah. Well, we know that that reunion is very much real. They played shows last year for it. They started writing new material, and they've also announced that they're playing Sled Island's Music Festival in Calgary, Alberta this year from June 20th to 24th. I am happy to tell you that wristbands are now available at sledisland.com. You could head over there and check those out. Pick one up. I would urge you to pick one up. I'm going to be at this show in Calgary for sure. And well, this is one last thing to see. I got the red vinyl. Now, if you were lucky enough to get this really soon, there was one that was multicolored, pink and blue, and there's also black vinyl out there. You got to pay a little bit more for this red vinyl, but I think it's well worth it. Look at that blood red. I'm not sure if we'll be able to pick up any of the matrix stuff there on my camera. And the matrix run out. No, it's just too blood red. Let's look at the other side. Oh man, it's gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Put that off to the side. One last look up here. Actually, let's do it like this. Alright, well that's it. Thank you so much for joining me on the Cups and Cakes Vinyl Unveil. Cups and Cakes is a music media network that highlights the best Canadian music through various mediums. Go to cupsandcakespod.com to check out a ton of cool stuff that includes album reviews, an internet radio show, and a podcast where I interview the hottest bands in Canada. Thanks again for watching, and I'll have more for you soon.